Calm is power. Train your mind to respond, not react. Introduction. Imagine this. You're in the middle of chaos. Emails piling up, someone cuts you off in traffic, or an unexpected argument erupts. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and your mind feels like a battlefield. What if, in that very moment, you could hit pause? What if you could step back, regain control, and respond with a calm, measured clarity instead of reacting impulsively? Sounds impossible? It's not. In fact, this is a skill anyone can master with the right mindset and practice. Welcome to Calm is Power, a guide to unlocking your inner strength and reclaiming your peace. This isn't just about managing stress. It's about transforming how you approach life's challenges. You'll learn to harness the power of mindfulness, build resilience, and train your mind to stay composed, even in the face of chaos. Because true power doesn't lie in how loud you can get or how fast you can react. It lies in your ability to remain calm, think clearly, and respond with intention. This journey isn't about perfection. It's about progress, and it all starts here. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The Science of Calm. Have you ever noticed how your heart races, your palms sweat, and your thoughts spiral out of control when you're stressed? This happens because your brain activates the amygdala, a small almond-shaped structure responsible for the fight-or-flight response. This survival mechanism evolved to protect us from danger, like escaping predators, but in modern life it often gets triggered by everyday stresses, an argument, a missed deadline, or even a traffic jam. When you're calm, however, a different part of your brain takes the lead, the prefrontal cortex. This is the area responsible for logical thinking, decision-making, and self-control. Unlike the amygdala, which reacts impulsively, the prefrontal cortex allows you to slow down, evaluate situations, and choose the best response. This shift from the amygdala to the prefrontal cortex is what makes calm such a powerful tool. It enables clarity and better decision-making. But how do you cultivate this calm? It starts with awareness. You need to recognize when your brain is slipping into fight-or-flight mode. This is where mindfulness comes in. Mindfulness is the practice of observing your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. Instead of being swept away by anger, fear, or frustration, you pause and notice, "I'm feeling angry," or "this situation is making me anxious." Here's an important truth. You are not your thoughts. Imagine your mind as a clear blue sky and your thoughts as passing clouds. You don't have to chase them or let them block the sun. Instead, you observe them come and go. This shift from identifying with your thoughts to observing them gives you the power to respond instead of react. Start small. Take a few minutes each day to sit quietly. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. If thoughts arise, don't fight them. Just notice them and gently bring your attention back to your breath. Over time, this simple practice trains your brain to stay calm, even in stressful situations, unlocking your inner superpower. Chapter 2. The Power of the Pause. Imagine this. You're in a heated argument, and your emotions are starting to take over. You feel your heart racing, your voice rising, and suddenly you're saying things you wish you hadn't. What if, instead of reacting, you paused? The pause is a deceptively simple but incredibly powerful tool. It acts as a buffer between the trigger and your response, giving your brain time to move from the reactive amygdala to the rational prefrontal cortex. This moment of stillness, just a few seconds, can change the outcome of any situation. When you feel triggered, stop and take 3 deep breaths. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold for a moment, and then exhale fully through your mouth. Each breath signals to your nervous system that it's safe to relax, calming your body and mind. This process not only slows your heart rate, but also creates space for you to think clearly. Why does this work? Because emotions are like waves. They rise and peak, but they also naturally subside if you don't feed them. The pause allows the emotional wave to pass, making it easier to respond with intention instead of reacting on impulse. Pausing is not about ignoring the problem or suppressing your feelings. Instead, it's about stepping back, gathering your composure, and approaching the situation with clarity and purpose. It's like hitting the reset button on your mind before moving forward. You can practice the power of the pause in everyday moments. For example, when you feel frustrated in traffic or overwhelmed by work, pause, take a breath, and center yourself. Over time, this habit strengthens your ability to remain calm in even the most challenging situations, making you more resilient and in control. Chapter 3. Reframing challenges as opportunities. Life is full of challenges, big and small. From missing a deadline to dealing with difficult people, we all face moments that test our patience and resolve. But what if these challenges weren't obstacles at all? What if they were opportunities in disguise? Reframing is the practice of looking at a situation from a different perspective. Instead of seeing a problem as something to fear or avoid, you can view it as a chance to grow, learn, or improve. For example, when you make a mistake, instead of thinking, "I failed," you can reframe it as, "This is a lesson I can use to do better next time." When you reframe challenges, you shift your mindset from victimhood to empowerment. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I learn from this?" This simple change in perspective helps you see possibilities where you once saw roadblocks. Let's take an example. Imagine you've had an argument with a coworker. It's easy to react with anger or frustration, but reframing allows you to ask, how can this experience help me improve my communication skills or understand their perspective better? By focusing on what you can control, your own growth and response, you turn the challenge into an opportunity for personal development. Reframing doesn't mean ignoring the difficulty of a situation. It's about choosing to focus on what you can gain instead of what you've lost. With practice, this mindset shift becomes second nature, and you'll find yourself responding to challenges with curiosity and resilience instead of stress and frustration. Here's a simple exercise. The next time you face a challenge, write it down and then list 3 potential positive outcomes or lessons that could come from it. This habit trains your brain to look for the silver lining, making it easier to stay calm and composed in difficult moments. Chapter 4. Emotional detachment. Be the observer. Emotions can feel overwhelming, like a tidal wave pulling you under. But what if you could step back and watch the wave from the shore instead of being swept away by it? This is the power of emotional detachment. Emotional detachment doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing your feelings. It means creating a mental space between you and your emotions. Think of it as observing a storm from a safe distance. You can see the thunderclouds and hear the rain, but you're not caught in the downpour. To practice this, start by becoming the observer of your emotions. When you feel anger, anxiety, or frustration rising, pause and name what you're feeling. Say to yourself, "I'm feeling angry," or "This situation is making me anxious." Naming your emotion creates a psychological distance, helping you detach from it instead of being consumed by it. Another helpful technique is to imagine your emotions as clouds passing through the sky of your mind. They come and go, but they don't define the clear blue sky underneath. That's your true self. This visualization reminds you that emotions are temporary, while your inner calm is constant. Detachment is especially powerful in emotionally charged situations like conflicts or unexpected challenges. For example, if someone criticizes you, instead of reacting defensively, you can detach and think, "This criticism isn't about me, it's about their perspective." From this place of clarity, you can respond thoughtfully or decide not to engage at all. Remember, detachment is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. Start small. The next time you feel an emotion intensify, pause, breathe, and observe it without judgment. Over time, you'll find that emotional detachment doesn't make you cold or indifferent. It makes you calm, focused, and in control of your responses. Chapter 5. The role of breathing in cultivating calm. Breathing is something we all do instinctively, yet it holds a profound power that most of us rarely tap into. When you're stressed or overwhelmed, your breath often becomes shallow and rapid, signaling your body to stay in a heightened state of alertness. But when you consciously take control of your breathing, you can shift your body from stress to calm in just a few moments. Your breath is your anchor to the present moment. It's always with you, ready to guide you back to a state of balance. When stress strikes, one of the simplest and most effective tools at your disposal is intentional, deep breathing. This isn't just about taking a deep breath to calm down. It's about engaging your body's natural relaxation system, the parasympathetic nervous system. Let's break it down. When you inhale deeply, your diaphragm expands, sending a message to your brain that you're safe. Your heart rate slows, your muscles relax, and your mind becomes clearer. Breathing is like a reset button for your body's stress response. Imagine this. You're facing a tense situation, a disagreement at work, or an overwhelming to-do list. In moments like these, instead of letting your stress snowball, pause and focus entirely on your breath. Slowly inhale through your nose, filling your lungs completely, and then exhale just as slowly through your mouth. Feel the air moving in and out, grounding you in the present moment. Deep breathing doesn't just reduce immediate stress, it also rewires your brain over time. Regular practice increases your ability to stay calm and focused, even in high-pressure situations. Scientific studies have shown that deep, conscious breathing lowers cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and increases your heart rate variability, a key indicator of resilience and emotional control. You can use breathing techniques anywhere, during a difficult conversation, before a big presentation, or even while stuck in traffic. The beauty of breathing is that it's always accessible, requires no tools, and works instantly. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes, until calm becomes your default response to stress. Start by dedicating just 5 minutes a day to mindful breathing. Sit in a quiet space, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Notice its rhythm, its depth, and how it feels as it moves through your body. With consistent practice, you'll find that this simple act not only brings you peace in the moment, but also strengthens your ability to stay grounded in the face of life's challenges. Chapter 6. Understanding Triggers. Have you ever wondered why certain situations or people seem to push your buttons, making you react in ways you later regret? These are your triggers, situations, words, or actions that evoke strong emotional reactions. Understanding your triggers is a vital step toward mastering calm, as it allows you to anticipate and manage these moments with greater control. Triggers are deeply personal. They can stem from past experiences, unmet needs, or deeply held beliefs. For example, being interrupted during a conversation might make you feel dismissed or unimportant, while criticism might ignite feelings of insecurity. These emotional reactions aren't random, they're tied to your unique history and perspective. The first step in managing triggers is identifying them. Start by reflecting on situations where you've reacted strongly. What was happening? Who was involved? How did it make you feel? Keeping a trigger journal can help you spot patterns and gain insight into what sets you off. Over time, you'll notice recurring themes, like a fear of failure, a need for respect, or a dislike of being rushed. Once you've identified your triggers, the next step is to respond to them with awareness instead of reaction. Let's say you know being criticized is a trigger for you. When criticism comes your way, instead of reacting defensively, you can pause and remind yourself that the criticism is about someone else's perspective, not your worth. This mental shift creates space for you to choose how to respond. Here's an example. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic, and your immediate reaction is to honk, yell, or feel a surge of anger. By recognizing this as a trigger, you can pause and ask yourself, is this worth my energy? How can I let this go and stay calm? With practice, these moments of pause become easier, allowing you to redirect your energy toward more constructive actions. Understanding your triggers doesn't mean eliminating them entirely. That's not realistic. Instead, it's about learning to navigate them with grace. It's like preparing for a storm. You can't stop the rain, but you can bring an umbrella. When you know your triggers, you're better equipped to handle them without losing your calm. Remember that triggers are opportunities for growth. Each time you encounter one, it's a chance to understand yourself better and strengthen your emotional resilience. Over time, the situations that once provoked strong reactions will lose their grip, and you'll find yourself responding with clarity, confidence, and calm. Chapter 7. Building Emotional Resilience. Life will always throw challenges your way. Stressful situations, unexpected setbacks, and difficult people. While you can't control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond. This is where emotional resilience comes in. It's your ability to bounce back from adversity, adapt to change, and keep moving forward with strength and clarity. Building emotional resilience is like strengthening a muscle. It takes intentional effort, but the results are transformative. At its core, emotional resilience starts with your mindset. Resilient people see challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities to grow. They believe that even in the toughest times, there's something to learn or gain. This doesn't mean denying the pain or difficulty of a situation. It means choosing to focus on what you can control and finding a way to move through it with purpose. One of the most effective ways to build resilience is to develop a strong sense of self-awareness. Pay attention to how you react to stress and what coping mechanisms you naturally turn to. Are they helpful or harmful? For instance, do you find yourself withdrawing, lashing out, or turning to unhealthy habits? By becoming aware of these patterns, you can replace them with healthier responses, such as seeking support, practicing mindfulness, or reframing your perspective. Another key to resilience is cultivating emotional regulation. This means learning to manage your emotions so they don't control you. Techniques like journaling, meditation, or simply taking a walk can help you process your feelings in a constructive way. When you regulate your emotions effectively, you're better equipped to face challenges without feeling overwhelmed. Building resilience also involves nurturing your relationships. A strong support network of friends, family, or mentors provides a safety net during tough times. Share your struggles with trusted people who can offer guidance, encouragement, or simply a listening ear. Resilience doesn't mean handling everything alone. It means knowing when to lean on others for strength. Practicing gratitude is another powerful tool for resilience. Even in the midst of difficulty, there's always something to be thankful for. A lesson learned, a moment of kindness, or simply the fact that you've made it through another day. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's going wrong to what's going right, helping you maintain a sense of hope and perspective. Resilience is also about self-care. Your body and mind are interconnected, so taking care of your physical health directly impacts your emotional strength. Make time for regular exercise, eat nourishing foods, and prioritize rest. When you're physically strong and well-rested, you're better prepared to handle life's challenges. Remember that resilience is a skill that grows with practice. Start small. When you face a minor setback, take a moment to reflect on how you handled it. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Over time, as you face and overcome more significant challenges, you'll find that your ability to bounce back becomes second nature. Resilience doesn't mean you won't feel pain, frustration, or fear. It means you won't let those emotions define you. It's about staying grounded, learning from every experience, and continuing to move forward with strength and purpose. By building emotional resilience, you're not just preparing for life's challenges, you're creating a foundation for long-term emotional well-being. Chapter 8. Mastering Conflict with Calm Communication. Conflict is inevitable. It's part of every relationship, workplace, and interaction in life. Whether it's a disagreement with a coworker, tension with a loved one, or a misunderstanding with a friend, conflicts can easily escalate if emotions take over. The good news is that you can transform conflict into an opportunity for growth and understanding by mastering the art of calm communication. Calm communication begins with one key principle: listen to understand, not to respond. In the heat of conflict, many of us focus on defending our position or proving the other person wrong. This reactive mindset often intensifies the situation, making resolution harder. Instead, practice active listening. This means giving the other person your full attention, acknowledging their feelings, and seeking to understand their perspective. Phrases like, "I hear you saying," or "it sounds like you're feeling," can validate their emotions and diffuse tension. Equally important is managing your own emotions. When conflict arises, it's natural to feel angry, defensive, or hurt. But responding from a place of emotional charge often leads to regret. Before you speak, pause and take a few deep breaths to ground yourself. Remind yourself that your goal isn't to win the argument, but to find common ground and a constructive solution. A powerful strategy for calm communication is using I statements instead of you statements. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," which can sound accusatory, try, "I feel unheard when this happens." This shifts the focus from blaming the other person to expressing your feelings, which is less likely to trigger defensiveness. Conflict resolution also requires setting clear boundaries and intentions. If the conversation becomes too heated, it's okay to step back and say, "Let's take a break and revisit this when we're calmer." This isn't avoiding the issue. It's ensuring that both parties can engage in a productive dialogue rather than a heated argument. Another essential aspect of calm communication is empathy. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and ask, why might they be feeling this way? What might they need right now? Empathy doesn't mean you have to agree with them. It means acknowledging their perspective as valid. Often, simply feeling understood can soften even the most defensive individual. Practice keeping your tone calm and measured. The way you say something often matters more than the words you choose. A gentle tone conveys respect and openness, while a harsh or dismissive tone can escalate conflict, even if your words are neutral. It's also helpful to approach conflict with a mindset of curiosity rather than judgment. Instead of assuming bad intentions, ask questions to clarify their perspective. Can you help me understand what you mean? Or what do you think might work as a solution? These questions show that you're invested in resolving the conflict rather than fueling it. Remember that not all conflicts will end in perfect harmony, and that's okay. The goal isn't always complete agreement, but mutual respect and understanding. Even if you don't see eye to eye, handling the situation calmly and respectfully builds trust and strengthens the relationship over time. By mastering calm communication, you're not only resolving conflicts more effectively, but also cultivating a reputation as someone who handles challenges with grace and wisdom. This skill doesn't just improve your relationships, it transforms the way you navigate life's inevitable tensions. Chapter 9. Letting go of control. Control. It's something we all crave, especially when life feels uncertain or chaotic. We want to manage outcomes, dictate how others behave, and plan every detail of our future. But the truth is, much of what happens in life is beyond our control. Trying to control everything doesn't bring peace. It brings stress, frustration, and exhaustion. True calm comes from learning to let go. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means focusing your energy on what you can influence, your actions, your mindset, and your responses, and releasing the rest. This shift is liberating. It allows you to stop wasting energy on things you can't change, and instead channel it into things that truly matter. Take a moment to reflect on the areas of your life where you're trying to exert control. Is it in relationships, where you wish others would act a certain way? Is it at work, where you want every project to go perfectly? Or perhaps it's with yourself, where you set impossibly high standards and criticize yourself when things don't go as planned. These efforts to control often lead to disappointment because they're rooted in a false belief that we can dictate every outcome. To start letting go, practice acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean you like or approve of a situation. It simply means you acknowledge it as it is, without resisting reality. For example, if you're stuck in traffic, instead of stewing in frustration, you can accept that this is the current situation and focus on what you can do. Listen to music, practice deep breathing, or use the time to reflect. Acceptance reduces the emotional charge of the situation, making it easier to stay calm. Another important step is to recognize the difference between what's in your control and what's not. Imagine a circle divided into two parts. The inner circle contains things you can control, like your attitude, choices, and effort. The outer circle contains things you can't control, like other people's opinions, the past, or unexpected events. By focusing only on your inner circle, you free yourself from the stress of trying to control the uncontrollable. Letting go of control also involves surrendering to uncertainty. Uncertainty can be uncomfortable, but it's a natural part of life. Instead of fearing the unknown, learn to embrace it as a space of possibility and growth. Remind yourself that you've faced uncertainty before and found your way through it. Trust that you have the strength and resourcefulness to handle whatever comes your way. A practical way to practice letting go is through mindfulness. When you notice yourself worrying about things outside your control, pause and bring your attention to the present moment. Ask yourself, what can I do right now? Often, the answer is simple. Take a deep breath, make a small step forward, or simply let the thought pass. Relationships are another area where letting go is crucial. You can't control how others feel, think, or act. Trying to do so often leads to frustration and strained connections. Instead, focus on being your authentic self and communicating clearly. Let go of the need to fix or change others and trust that they're on their own journey. Remember that letting go is a process, not a one-time decision. There will be moments when you slip back into old habits of trying to control everything, and that's okay. Each time you catch yourself, gently remind yourself to refocus on what's within your power and release the rest. When you let go of control, you open yourself up to a sense of freedom and peace. You stop fighting against life and start flowing with it. And in that flow, you'll discover a deeper sense of calm, a calm that comes not from forcing outcomes, but from trusting yourself and the process of life. Chapter 10. Calm as your daily practice. Calm isn't a one-time achievement or a fleeting moment of serenity. It's a way of life, a skill you cultivate every single day. The more you practice calm, the more it becomes your natural state, even in the face of life's inevitable challenges. Like any habit, it takes consistency, patience, and intention to make calm a part of your daily routine. Start your day with intention. How you begin your morning sets the tone for the rest of the day. Instead of reaching for your phone or rushing into your tasks, take a few moments to center yourself. Sit quietly, take deep breaths, and set a positive intention, such as, "Today, I will approach challenges with patience and clarity." This small act can anchor your mind in calmness before the day's demands begin. Incorporate mindfulness into your daily activities. Calm isn't limited to sitting in meditation or practicing yoga. It's about how you move through your entire day. Whether you're washing dishes, walking to work, or eating a meal, bring your full attention to the present moment. Notice the sights, sounds, and sensations around you. When your mind starts to wander to worries or distractions, gently guide it back to what you're doing. This simple practice helps train your brain to stay grounded and reduces the likelihood of being overwhelmed by stress. Create a calming environment. Your surroundings play a significant role in your mental state. Take time to declutter your space, add calming elements like plants or soothing scents, and minimize distractions. A peaceful environment supports a peaceful mind, making it easier to maintain your calm throughout the day. Another vital aspect of practicing calm is learning to say no. Overcommitting your time and energy leads to stress and resentment, which undermine your sense of peace. Evaluate your priorities and be intentional about where you direct your attention. Saying no isn't selfish. It's an act of self-care that preserves your calm and allows you to give your best to what truly matters. Cultivate gratitude as a daily habit. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect on what went well. It could be as simple as a kind word from a colleague, a beautiful sunset, or a moment of laughter. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right, reinforcing a positive and calm mindset. Make time for regular self-care. Your physical, emotional, and mental well-being are interconnected. Prioritize activities that nourish your body, such as exercise, healthy eating, and sufficient sleep. Engage in hobbies that bring you joy and relaxation, whether it's reading, painting, or spending time in nature. When you take care of yourself, you're better equipped to face life's challenges with composure. Practice responding, not reacting. Throughout your day, situations will arise that test your patience. A rude comment, an unexpected delay, or a frustrating mistake. Instead of reacting impulsively, pause and take a breath. Ask yourself, how can I respond in a way that aligns with my values and intentions? This habit of thoughtful responding strengthens your ability to remain calm in any circumstance. Learn from every experience. Each day presents opportunities to practice calm, whether it's navigating a stressful meeting or dealing with a personal setback. Reflect on these moments. What worked? What didn't? How can you approach similar situations differently next time? By treating every experience as a learning opportunity, you continually refine your ability to stay calm under pressure. Recognize that calm is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when you feel centered and in control, and there will be days when you feel anything but calm. Both are part of the process. Be kind to yourself on the challenging days and celebrate your progress on the good ones. When calm becomes your daily practice, it transforms your life. You move through your days with greater clarity, resilience, and joy. Challenges no longer feel overwhelming, and you find yourself responding to life's ups and downs with grace and strength. Calm isn't just a state of mind, it's a powerful way of being, and the more you practice it, the more it becomes who you are. Chapter 11. The Ripple Effect of Calm. Have you ever noticed how your mood can influence the people around you? A single moment of kindness or a calm, reassuring presence can change the energy in a room. Just as stress can spread like wildfire, so can calmness. When you cultivate calm in your own life, you create a ripple effect that reaches far beyond yourself. Your peace becomes contagious, positively impacting your relationships, your work, and even your community. The first place to start is with your interactions. Think about a time when you were in a stressful situation and someone responded with calmness and empathy. Their composure likely helped you feel more at ease, even if just for a moment. Now think about the opposite. When you've encountered someone who is visibly agitated or reactive, it's hard to stay calm when others around you are tense. But by choosing calm in your responses, you help to anchor the conversation and create a space for others to feel safe and heard. In every interaction, you have the opportunity to be a calming presence. Whether it's a co-worker who is frustrated, a friend who is upset, or a family member who is overwhelmed, your calm energy can soothe their anxieties. Sometimes, simply listening without judgment or offering a kind word can make a huge difference. But calmness isn't just about how you communicate. It's also about how you show up in the world. The more grounded and peaceful you feel, the more your energy exudes calm, and others will pick up on that. This ripple effect extends to your environment as well. When you consistently embody calm, it begins to shift the atmosphere in the spaces you inhabit. Whether at home, at work, or in public, your inner peace influences the tone of the environment. People are drawn to those who radiate calm because it offers them a sense of stability and security. As you continue to practice calm, you'll notice that others may start to follow your lead, responding more thoughtfully, communicating with more patience, and creating a more harmonious space together. It's important to remember that calm doesn't mean avoiding conflict or difficult emotions. In fact, calmness allows you to face challenges more effectively. When you respond to difficulties with composure, you model resilience for those around you. People will begin to see that they too can handle adversity with grace. You create a culture of emotional health, where people feel safe to express themselves, knowing that their emotions won't be met with judgment or aggression, but with understanding and calm resolution. But the ripple effect doesn't stop with the people you directly interact with. Your calm can have a profound influence on the larger community around you. Think about the collective energy in a group of people, a family, a team, or a neighborhood. When a few individuals bring a sense of calm, it can shift the entire dynamic, creating a more peaceful and productive environment. This collective calm can spread to others in your community, creating a sense of unity and support. For example, in a workplace, calm leadership leads to more effective communication, better decision-making, and greater team collaboration. When leaders and colleagues respond to stress with composure, it sets the tone for the whole organization. Similarly, in family dynamics, calmness can help resolve conflicts and foster stronger, more supportive relationships. The more you practice calm in your personal interactions, the more you'll influence the energy of the people and communities around you. Even on a global level, The impact of calmness is profound. As individuals practice and embody calm, they contribute to a more peaceful world. The collective power of individuals choosing to remain composed, thoughtful and intentional in their responses can create a ripple effect that spreads across borders and cultures. This isn't an abstract idea. It's a movement that starts with each person and grows, transforming communities and societies. The key to harnessing this ripple effect is to consistently practice calm in your own life. The more you cultivate peace within yourself, the more naturally it will extend to others. As you strengthen your inner calm through mindfulness, emotional resilience, and intentional living, you'll notice that the world around you becomes a little bit calmer as well. This ripple effect is powerful because it's not just about making life easier for you. It's about creating a positive, supportive environment for everyone you encounter. Your calm has the potential to transform the way people relate to each other, to stress, and to the challenges they face. And in turn, that transformation can create a more peaceful, compassionate world. So, as you continue to practice calm in your life, remember that your peace is never just for you. It's a gift to everyone you encounter, and the more you nurture it, the more it will ripple out into the world, making a lasting impact in ways you might never fully see or understand. Chapter 12. The Strength of Patience. Patience is often mistaken for passivity, but in reality, patience is a quiet yet powerful form of strength. In a world where instant gratification is the norm and everything seems to demand our immediate attention, patience may seem like a rare or outdated virtue. However, patience is one of the most important qualities you can develop, especially when it comes to maintaining calm in the face of life's challenges. Patience is not just about waiting. It's about how you wait, how you respond in moments of uncertainty, and how you preserve your inner peace during the long stretches of life when things don't happen on your desired timeline. At its core, patience is the ability to endure difficult circumstances without losing your temper, giving in to frustration, or rushing through the process. It's the capacity to stay calm while things unfold in their own time. Life doesn't always move at the pace we'd like. Goals take time, people need time to change, and we often have to wait for the right circumstances to come together. Patience allows you to meet life as it is, without resistance. It's a mindset that understands that growth, whether personal, professional, or relational, takes time, and that it's okay to trust the process. When you're patient, you don't feel the need to force outcomes. Instead, you allow things to unfold naturally. Think about gardening as an example. You plant a seed, water it, and tend to it, but you cannot rush its growth. You must wait for it to sprout, blossom, and bear fruit in its own time. This principle applies to every aspect of life: relationships, career advancements, personal growth. These all require time and nurturing. Trying to rush these processes can lead to burnout, disappointment, or even regret. Patience helps you embrace delays with grace. How many times have you been frustrated by a delay, a late train, a long line at the grocery store, or a setback at work? These delays feel like interruptions to our plans and can easily trigger irritation. However, patience teaches us that these moments are not hindrances, but opportunities to practice calm. When you're waiting, you can take deep breaths, reflect, or simply be present with your thoughts. Delays, instead of being sources of frustration, can become moments of stillness, where you find peace in the pause. Another important aspect of patience is learning to accept imperfection. So often, we hold ourselves and others to impossibly high standards, expecting perfection in every situation. But perfection is not the goal, growth is. When you practice patience, you begin to accept that mistakes, setbacks, and imperfections are part of the journey. In fact, they are necessary for growth. Instead of reacting with disappointment or frustration when things don't go as planned, patience allows you to respond with understanding and flexibility. You give yourself and others the space to learn and improve. Patience is also deeply connected to self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things don't happen fast enough or when you feel like you're not making enough progress. But patience reminds you that you are exactly where you need to be. When you face setbacks or challenges, patience allows you to treat yourself with kindness rather than judgment. Instead of berating yourself for not being further along, patience helps you acknowledge your progress and celebrate the small wins along the way. It allows you to trust that each step, no matter how slow, is still a step toward your goals. One of the most transformative things about patience is its ability to reduce stress. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the pressure to keep up. But when you embrace patience, you stop fighting against time and outcomes. Instead of constantly feeling like you're racing against the clock, you begin to realize that things will happen in their own time. This mindset shift can reduce anxiety and help you approach challenges with a calm, grounded perspective. To cultivate patience, start by practicing in small, everyday situations. When you're stuck in traffic, instead of feeling angry or rushed, take a deep breath and remind yourself that there's nothing you can do about the situation in that moment. When you're waiting for someone, instead of checking your phone or becoming irritated, take the time to observe your surroundings, focus on your breathing, or simply enjoy the stillness. These small acts of patience will train your mind to stay calm, even in more challenging situations. You can also practice patience with your goals. Instead of expecting immediate results, set realistic expectations and celebrate the process. When progress feels slow, remind yourself that growth takes time. Each day that you show up, even when it feels like nothing is happening, is a day that contributes to your overall journey. The strength of patience lies in its ability to keep you steady and focused, no matter how much life challenges you. It's not about passively waiting for things to happen. It's about being actively present, managing your emotions, and trusting that all things unfold as they are meant to. In practicing patience, you cultivate a deep sense of peace and resilience, knowing that you can navigate whatever comes your way without losing your center. With patience, you begin to see that calm is not a destination. It's a way of moving through life, one moment at a time. Chapter 13. The Power of Presence. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the constant rush. We're always looking ahead, planning for the future, worrying about what's to come, or thinking about what we should have done differently in the past. This constant state of mind can lead to stress, overwhelm, and a sense of disconnection. But true calm comes when we learn to embrace the power of presence, the ability to be fully engaged in the here and now, without distraction or judgment. Presence is about living in the moment. It means letting go of the need to control the future or dwell on the past, and instead focusing all of your attention on what's happening right now. When you are present, you are fully aware of your surroundings, your thoughts, and your emotions. You're not lost in worries about what might happen next, and you're not distracted by regrets about what you could have done differently. Instead, you are simply here, experiencing life as it unfolds. One of the most profound benefits of presence is the way it enhances your connection with yourself and others. When you are fully present, you are able to listen attentively, respond thoughtfully, and engage more deeply in your relationships. How often do we find ourselves distracted by phones, emails, or our own racing thoughts when talking to someone? When we fail to be present in these moments, we miss out on the opportunity to truly connect with others. However, when we practice being present, we become better listeners, more empathetic, and more attuned to the needs of those around us. Mindfulness is one of the most effective ways to cultivate presence. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention, on purpose, to the present moment without judgment. It's about observing your thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations as they arise, without trying to change or avoid them. This practice not only helps you stay grounded in the moment, but also teaches you to respond to challenges with clarity, rather than reacting impulsively. Start by taking a few minutes each day to practice mindfulness. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and bring your focus to your breath. Feel the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. Notice any thoughts or feelings that arise, but don't get caught up in them. Simply observe them and return your attention to your breath. This simple practice can help you develop the ability to be more present throughout your day, not just during your formal mindfulness sessions. Another powerful tool for practicing presence is engaging with your surroundings. Take a moment to pause and truly notice the world around you. What do you see, hear, and feel? Is there a breeze on your skin, the sound of birds chirping, or the rustling of leaves? The more you can bring your awareness to the sights, sounds, and sensations around you, the more grounded and present you become. Whether you're walking outside, eating a meal, or having a conversation, make it a habit to fully engage with what's happening right in front of you. This practice can be deeply calming, as it pulls your focus away from stressors and into the present moment. The power of presence extends beyond mindfulness practices. It also has the potential to reduce stress and anxiety. Much of the anxiety we experience comes from either dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. We worry about things that haven't happened yet, or we regret things that are already behind us. When we focus on the present, we free ourselves from these mental traps. In the present moment, there is nothing to fear, because all we need to handle is what is right in front of us. You can train your mind to respond to the here and now with calm, rather than allowing your thoughts to spiral into worry or regret. Being present also helps you cultivate a deeper sense of acceptance. Life is full of uncertainty, and the more we try to control the future, the more we struggle with anxiety and disappointment. But when we embrace the present moment, we can let go of the need to control everything. We can accept that we don't know what will happen next, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's liberating. We can find peace in the unknown, trusting that the future will unfold as it is meant to. When you practice being present, you also open yourself to greater joy. The small moments of beauty and wonder that surround you every day, whether it's a smile from a stranger, the warmth of the sun on your face, or the sound of laughter, are all experiences that can bring joy to your life. But if you're not present, you may miss them entirely. The power of presence is the power to fully experience the richness of life as it happens. As you begin to incorporate presence into your daily life, you'll find that the rush and urgency that often define your day begin to fade. Instead of always looking for the next thing, you'll find peace in the now. This doesn't mean that you stop planning or thinking about the future. It simply means that you stop letting those future worries dominate your thoughts. You learn to live fully in the present while still being mindful of your goals. The power of presence is also about cultivating patience with yourself. It's easy to get frustrated with yourself when you feel like you're not progressing fast enough. But when you embrace presence, you realize that each moment, no matter how small, is part of the process. You don't have to rush to the next milestone. You are exactly where you need to be. The power of presence is one of the most accessible and effective ways to cultivate calm in your life. It brings you back to what is real, to what is happening right now. By practicing presence, You stop chasing the next moment or the next goal. Instead, you begin to live fully, deeply, and peacefully in the moment you are in. And as you do, you'll find that calm isn't something you need to chase. It's something you already have, just waiting to be fully experienced in the present. Chapter 14. Embracing Stillness for Clarity and Peace. In the whirlwind of modern life, stillness often feels like a luxury, a rare and elusive state that we only get to experience during vacations, weekends, or fleeting moments of calm. Yet stillness is not just something you experience occasionally. It is a vital practice that can transform the way you approach life, solve problems, and cultivate peace. Embracing stillness is one of the most powerful ways to tap into your inner calm, find clarity, and reclaim your sense of balance. Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing or shutting yourself off from the world. Instead, it's the practice of becoming present and grounded, allowing yourself to pause, breathe, and reflect without distraction or urgency. In stillness, you connect with the deep, quiet part of yourself, the part that is always calm, no matter the chaos around you. It's in these moments of stillness that you allow yourself to reset, reflect, and listen to your inner wisdom. One of the greatest benefits of stillness is the clarity it provides. In our fast-paced world, we're constantly bombarded with information, demands, and decisions. It's easy to feel overwhelmed or confused about what's important or what steps to take next. But when you make space for stillness, whether through meditation, mindful breathing, or simply sitting quietly, you clear away the noise and allow your thoughts to settle. In this quiet, your mind can focus, and you begin to see things more clearly. Answers that seemed elusive or out of reach suddenly appear. The direction you need to take becomes more obvious. The fog lifts, and your path forward is illuminated with calm confidence. Stillness also allows you to tune into your intuition. We all have an inner voice, a gut feeling or a sense of knowing that guides us, but it often gets drowned out by the constant chatter of our thoughts, the pressure of external expectations, and the rush of daily life. When you embrace stillness, you create the space needed for that inner voice to be heard. It might come as a quiet thought, a feeling, or a sudden insight. This is your intuition, offering you guidance that comes from a place deeper than logic or emotion. By practicing stillness regularly, you can learn to trust this voice and make decisions that align with your true self. Stillness also fosters emotional regulation. When life feels overwhelming, emotions can quickly spiral out of control. We react impulsively, say things we don't mean, or make decisions we later regret. But in stillness, we can pause before reacting. We can take a step back, observe our emotions without judgment, and choose how we respond. The practice of stillness teaches you that it's okay to feel emotions, but it's also okay to take the time to process them before you act. This creates emotional maturity, helping you handle stress, conflict, and even joy with composure. In our culture, there's often a sense of guilt associated with stillness. We're taught that to be productive, we must constantly be doing something, working, planning, achieving, moving forward. Stillness, however, offers the space for personal reflection and growth. It is during stillness that we process our experiences, make sense of our emotions, and integrate lessons learned from life. Without this time for reflection, we can easily become caught up in the external world, losing touch with our own needs and desires. By making stillness a part of your routine, you create the opportunity to listen to yourself, to recharge, and to check in with where you are emotionally and mentally. Creating the space for stillness requires intention. In a world that's constantly moving, you must be proactive about carving out moments of quiet. Start small, Commit to taking 5 minutes each morning or evening to sit in silence. You don't need to meditate for hours or create a perfectly serene environment. Simply find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. As you practice, you'll begin to notice how even just a few minutes of stillness can calm your mind, lower your stress levels, and refresh your spirit. Stillness can also be incorporated into the everyday flow of your life. For instance, you can take short moments of stillness during your day, while waiting for your coffee, standing in line at the store, or walking to your car. In these brief moments, you can focus on your breathing, ground yourself, and reconnect with the present moment. The more you weave stillness into the fabric of your day, the more naturally it becomes a part of your routine. One of the most powerful aspects of embracing stillness is its ability to help you reset. When life feels overwhelming or you feel mentally or emotionally drained, stillness gives you the chance to recalibrate. It's like pressing a reset button for your mind and emotions. In these moments, you don't have to solve everything or figure out all the answers. All you need to do is rest in the stillness and let your mind regain its balance. It's also important to remember that stillness is not about avoiding the challenges or difficulties in your life. It's about giving yourself the space to process them calmly and thoughtfully. When you embrace stillness, you create a foundation of inner peace that allows you to face life's struggles with more resilience. Whether it's a personal challenge, a difficult relationship, or a stressful situation at work, stillness helps you approach these challenges from a place of clarity and composure rather than reactive anxiety. The more you embrace stillness, the more resilient and grounded you will become. Life may throw obstacles your way, but in moments of stillness, you'll find the strength to handle them with patience and grace. You'll learn that you don't have to fight against the flow of life. Instead, you can trust that stillness allows you to move through it with a deeper sense of purpose and peace. Stillness is not just a practice. It is a way of being. It's the ability to connect with your inner self and find peace in the present moment. In a world that's always moving, embracing stillness is a radical act of self-care and a powerful tool for personal transformation. By cultivating stillness in your life, you create a deeper connection with who you are, allowing you to move through life with greater calm, clarity, and peace. Chapter 15. The Power of Acceptance. Acceptance is one of the most transformative yet challenging concepts in our journey toward calm and inner peace. It is often mistaken for resignation or giving up, but true acceptance is far from passive. Acceptance is an active process of acknowledging life as it is, embracing what we cannot change while still maintaining the strength to move forward. It's about releasing the struggle against the uncontrollable and making peace with what is. In many ways, acceptance is the foundation of calm. When we fight against reality, we only create more stress and frustration. Imagine trying to hold a beach ball under water. The harder you push, the more energy it takes, and eventually the ball pops up with more force than before. In the same way, when we resist what is happening, whether it's a difficult situation, an emotion, or an aspect of ourselves, we only add to the struggle. But when we stop fighting, when we surrender to the flow of life, we open ourselves up to greater peace and clarity. Acceptance begins with recognizing what is within your control and what is not. This is a crucial distinction. There are many things in life that are beyond our control: other people's actions, the natural course of events, and circumstances that arise unexpectedly. We often spend a lot of time wishing things were different, but no amount of wishing or wishing things away will change reality. Acceptance is about saying, "This is how it is right now," and understanding that fighting against it won't serve us. It's the art of being able to acknowledge what is real and making peace with it. However, acceptance does not mean we are powerless. Acceptance empowers us by giving us the clarity to see the next best step we can take in the face of challenges. Instead of wasting energy on resistance, we focus on what we can do, whether it's adjusting our expectations, shifting our perspective, or taking small actions that align with our values. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It means taking aligned, purposeful action when appropriate, while recognizing that we cannot control every aspect of the outcome. One of the most important aspects of acceptance is learning to accept ourselves, imperfections and all. We often have high expectations for ourselves, expecting perfection, never failing, and always being in control. But true peace comes when we accept that we are human, and that imperfection is not only natural, but a part of the growth process. It's about understanding that our mistakes, flaws and challenges do not define our worth. They are simply part of our story, contributing to our growth and the person we are becoming. When we accept ourselves, we stop judging ourselves harshly, and we replace shame with self-compassion. For instance, let's say you've made a mistake at work or faced a personal setback. Your instinct might be to feel guilty, disappointed or frustrated. These emotions are natural, but when you accept them as part of your experience, rather than something to be avoided or suppressed, you give yourself the space to learn and grow. You ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I move forward from here? Acceptance allows you to release the need for perfection and to embrace the lessons hidden within the experience. Another essential component of acceptance is being able to let go of the past. We often get stuck in past regrets, replaying events over and over in our minds, wishing we had made different choices. But the past is gone, and no amount of regret can change it. Acceptance of the past is about acknowledging what happened, understanding that you did the best you could at the time with the knowledge and resources available to you, and then choosing to move forward. Instead of carrying the burden of past mistakes, you free yourself to create a future that is shaped by your values, not by past actions. In the same way, acceptance helps us deal with the future. The unknown can be a source of anxiety, and it's tempting to try to control the future. But we cannot predict or control what will happen next, and trying to do so only creates unnecessary stress. Acceptance teaches us to approach the future with an open mind and heart. It's not about surrendering to a passive fate, but about acknowledging that we can only control our actions, our mindset, and our responses. By accepting the uncertainty of life, we can approach the future with a sense of peace, knowing that we will have the strength and resilience to face whatever comes our way. Acceptance in relationships is another critical area. How often do we try to change or fix others to fit our expectations? We want people to think, act, or feel the way we believe is best for them. But true connection and peace in relationships come when we accept others as they are, without the need for them to change. This doesn't mean tolerating harmful behavior or not setting boundaries, but it means releasing the desire to control how others think or act. When we accept others as they are, we can engage with them from a place of compassion, understanding and respect, rather than frustration or disappointment. One powerful tool for cultivating acceptance is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you stay grounded in the present moment, without judgment. When you experience discomfort or difficulty, mindfulness teaches you to observe it without getting swept up in it. You notice the feelings that arise, acknowledge them, and then let them pass. Instead of resisting the emotion, you accept it as part of the present moment. This practice builds acceptance by teaching you to be more aware and present, without needing to change or fix everything. In times of stress, it's helpful to practice a mindset of radical acceptance, the acceptance of things exactly as they are, without the need to change them. This doesn't mean you agree with everything that happens, but it means you no longer fight against it. You acknowledge the situation, make peace with the reality of it, and then move forward with the intention to act in alignment with your values and goals. Acceptance is liberating. It frees you from the cycle of frustration, resistance, and stress. It allows you to experience life as it is, without the pressure to control or change every aspect of it. When you embrace acceptance, you no longer have to spend energy fighting against the way things are. Instead, you can focus on how to move forward with clarity, strength, and peace. The more you practice acceptance, the more naturally it becomes a part of your life. You find that instead of reacting impulsively, you respond with calmness. Instead of fighting reality, you work with it. Acceptance becomes the key that unlocks the door to a more peaceful, resilient, and fulfilling life. Through acceptance, you discover that peace is not found in controlling or resisting life. It's found in embracing it as it is and moving through it with grace and intention. Chapter 16. Cultivating Gratitude for Lasting Peace. In the pursuit of calm and inner peace, one of the most powerful practices you can adopt is the art of gratitude. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you for the good things in life. It is a mindset, a perspective, and a way of being that transforms the way we experience the world. When you cultivate gratitude, you train your mind to focus on what is going right, rather than what is going wrong. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have, fostering a deep sense of peace and contentment. At its core, gratitude is about recognizing the gifts in your life, no matter how small they may seem. It's about taking a step back and appreciating the simple moments: the warm cup of coffee in the morning, the smile of a friend, the feeling of sunshine on your skin. These everyday moments may be easy to overlook, but when you actively notice and give thanks for them, you begin to create an inner environment of appreciation and peace. Gratitude has the power to reframe your mindset. When you focus on gratitude, you shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of constantly feeling like something is missing or lacking in your life, gratitude reminds you that there is more than enough to be thankful for. It may not always be easy to see, especially in times of difficulty, but gratitude helps you focus on what you do have: the love of your family, your health, your talents, the opportunities before you. It is an antidote to fear and anxiety because it grounds you in the present moment and helps you realize that despite challenges, there is always something to appreciate. A powerful aspect of gratitude is that it is a choice. We can't always control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. Gratitude is a conscious decision, a choice to focus on the positive instead of dwelling on the negative. Even in difficult situations, you can find something to be thankful for, whether it's the lessons learned, the strength you've gained, or the support you've received from others. The more you choose gratitude, the more it becomes a habit, and the more naturally it infuses your life with peace. Gratitude is also a way to foster resilience. Life is filled with ups and downs, and we all face challenges at various points. But when you approach these challenges with a grateful heart, you begin to see them not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. For example, if you lose a job, gratitude might help you focus on the skills you gained in that role, the relationships you built, and the potential for new opportunities in the future. Gratitude helps you turn setbacks into stepping stones, allowing you to move forward with strength and hope. One effective way to begin practicing gratitude is through a gratitude journal. This simple yet profound practice involves setting aside a few minutes each day to write down 3 to 5 things you are grateful for. These can be big things, like the love of a family member or the opportunity to travel, or smaller, more personal moments, like a kind word from a stranger or a quiet moment of peace. Writing these things down not only helps you focus on what you are thankful for, but it also reinforces a positive mindset that begins to color your entire perspective. Research has shown that practicing gratitude can have numerous benefits for your mental and physical health. It has been linked to improved mood, greater life satisfaction, and even better sleep. Gratitude helps to reduce negative emotions like anger, envy, and regret, replacing them with feelings of warmth, connection, and appreciation. By shifting your focus to the positive, you create an emotional buffer that shields you from the weight of negativity and stress. Another way to cultivate gratitude is to express it to others. Take time to let the people in your life know how much you appreciate them. Send a note of thanks to a colleague, share kind words with a friend, or express your gratitude to family members. These acts of kindness not only strengthen your relationships, but also deepen your sense of connection to others. Gratitude, when shared, creates a ripple effect, spreading peace and positivity to those around you. It's important to remember that gratitude is not about denying the difficulties of life. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect or ignoring your struggles. Rather, it's about acknowledging that even in the midst of hardship, there is always something to be grateful for. Life is a blend of both joy and sorrow, and by embracing both, you allow yourself to grow, learn, and find peace in all circumstances. Gratitude doesn't dismiss the pain. It simply adds a layer of light, reminding you that there are still things to appreciate, even on the darkest days. Incorporating gratitude into your daily life doesn't require grand gestures or complicated rituals. It's the small moments of appreciation that accumulate over time to create a deep sense of peace. As you begin to embrace gratitude, you'll notice a shift in your mindset, a softening of the heart, a lightness in your step, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. By practicing gratitude regularly, you build a reservoir of peace that you can tap into no matter what life throws your way. Gratitude also helps to strengthen your connection to the present moment. Often, we get so caught up in planning for the future or regretting the past that we miss the beauty of the present. Gratitude invites us to slow down and be present with what is right in front of us. It encourages us to notice the simple pleasures and appreciate the here and now. The more you practice being grateful in the present moment, the more you'll begin to experience a deep sense of calm that is rooted in the now. Lastly, gratitude nurtures a sense of abundance. When you focus on what you have, you begin to feel that you have enough. This sense of abundance doesn't come from material possessions, but from the deep satisfaction that comes from within. Gratitude teaches you that peace is not something you need to chase or acquire. It is already present within you, waiting to be noticed. As you cultivate gratitude in your life, you'll find that your capacity for calm grows. Gratitude opens the door to peace, allowing you to see the world through a lens of appreciation and joy. It shifts your perspective from what is lacking to what is present, from fear to trust, from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude is a powerful tool for cultivating lasting peace, and by making it a part of your daily practice, you invite more joy, fulfillment, and serenity into your life. Chapter 17. The Strength of Vulnerability. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness in a world that values strength, independence, and self-sufficiency. We are conditioned to believe that showing vulnerability is a sign of imperfection or failure, something to hide or protect at all costs. But in reality, vulnerability is one of the greatest strengths you can cultivate. It is not about exposing every part of yourself or being emotionally unguarded at all times, but rather about allowing yourself to be seen for who you truly are, embracing your imperfections, and showing up authentically in the world. Vulnerability is often misunderstood. It's not about oversharing or placing yourself in situations where you feel exposed or unsafe. Vulnerability is about honestly acknowledging your feelings, your fears, your desires, and your human limitations, and then allowing yourself to experience those feelings without judgment. It's the courage to show up, even when you're uncertain or fearful, and to trust that you are worthy of love and connection, even when you feel imperfect. At its core, vulnerability is an act of courage. It takes immense bravery to let your guard down and show yourself as you truly are. It means admitting that you don't have all the answers, that you don't always have it together, and that sometimes you need help or support. It's easy to hide behind walls, to present a polished, perfect image to the world. But in doing so, we miss out on the deep connections that come from authenticity. Vulnerability allows others to see us as we are, without the masks and facades, and in doing so, it fosters deeper, more meaningful relationships. In relationships, whether with friends, family, or romantic partners, vulnerability creates intimacy. When you open up to others about your fears, your struggles, or your desires, you invite them into your world. You show them that you trust them enough to be yourself. This doesn't mean dumping all your emotions onto someone else or relying on them for all your emotional needs. It simply means allowing yourself to be real and transparent. When you share your true self with someone, they are more likely to do the same, which deepens the connection between you. Vulnerability also strengthens your self-compassion. It's easy to criticize ourselves when we feel inadequate, when we make mistakes, or when we fail to meet our own expectations, but embracing vulnerability means accepting that we are not perfect and that it's okay to fall short sometimes. It means treating ourselves with kindness, understanding that imperfection is part of being human. Vulnerability is about accepting our flaws, our mistakes, and our weaknesses, and recognizing that these do not make us any less worthy of love or respect. Vulnerability is liberating. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you free yourself from the burden of perfectionism and self-judgment. You stop trying to meet everyone's expectations and focus instead on being true to yourself. This liberation is not about being carefree or ignoring your responsibilities. It's about letting go of the need for approval and embracing your own unique journey, knowing that it's okay to not have everything figured out. The more vulnerable you allow yourself to be, the more authentic your life becomes, and the more at peace you feel within yourself. In moments of vulnerability, we also discover our resilience. It takes strength to be vulnerable because it requires facing the parts of ourselves that we may want to hide. Vulnerability pushes us to acknowledge our fears and our emotional pain, and in doing so, it helps us heal. When we allow ourselves to feel deeply, even the difficult emotions, we open the door to emotional growth and healing. By being vulnerable, we not only build deeper connections with others, but we also deepen our connection to ourselves. We become more in touch with our true needs, desires, and values, which allows us to live with greater clarity and purpose. One of the most powerful ways to practice vulnerability is through honest communication. This means expressing your feelings openly, even when it's difficult. It could be telling a friend how much their support means to you, admitting to a colleague that you don't understand something and asking for help, or sharing your fears with a loved one. Honest communication requires vulnerability because it demands that you express yourself authentically without the protective walls of defensiveness or pride. It's the courage to say, "I need you," or "I'm struggling," and to trust that vulnerability will not make you weak, but will strengthen your relationships. Another way to embrace vulnerability is by allowing yourself to fail. Our fear of failure often keeps us from taking risks or trying new things. But failure is an inevitable part of growth. It's through failure that we learn, improve, and develop resilience. By embracing vulnerability, we give ourselves permission to fail, knowing that failure doesn't define us. It's simply a step in the process of learning and growing. When we stop fearing failure, we begin to take action with greater confidence and courage, which ultimately brings us closer to our goals. The path to inner peace is often through vulnerability, because it teaches us to accept our imperfections and acknowledge our true selves. When we embrace vulnerability, we stop pretending to be someone we're not, and we stop hiding the parts of ourselves that we feel are unworthy or broken. Instead of avoiding or suppressing our emotions, we allow ourselves to feel them fully. This full experience of life, both the light and the dark, brings with it a deeper sense of peace because we no longer need to hide from ourselves or the world. Vulnerability is the doorway to authenticity, and authenticity is the key to inner peace. Vulnerability is not something to fear or avoid, it is something to embrace. It is the practice of showing up as your true self, imperfections and all, and trusting that you are worthy of connection, love, and acceptance. It is in vulnerability that we find our greatest strength, not because it makes us invulnerable, but because it teaches us to be resilient in the face of uncertainty, to love ourselves as we are, and to build connections with others that are grounded in truth and authenticity. As you cultivate vulnerability, you'll discover that it is not a weakness, but a source of immense strength and peace. Chapter 18. Living with Purpose and Intention. Living with purpose and intention is the cornerstone of a fulfilling and meaningful life. Without purpose, we can easily drift, feeling disconnected and uncertain, like a ship without a rudder. On the other hand, when we live with intention, we wake up each day with a clear sense of direction, knowing that our actions are aligned with our values and our deepest desires. Purpose is the reason you get up in the morning, the force that drives you through the ups and downs of life, and the compass that guides you through difficult decisions. Intention is the conscious effort to direct your energy and attention toward what truly matters, ensuring that every action you take reflects your highest goals. When we live without purpose, we often feel overwhelmed by the chaos of life, pulled in many directions, and uncertain about our next steps. However, when we live with purpose, we create a sense of clarity and focus. Purpose gives us a framework within which we can evaluate our choices, prioritize what's important, and navigate life's challenges with greater ease. Purpose can come from a variety of sources: your passions, your values, your relationships, or your desire to make a positive impact in the world. The key is to connect with what truly matters to you and to allow that connection to guide you forward. Living with intention involves making choices that align with your values, even in the face of distractions or external pressure. It's easy to get caught up in the busy, fast-paced rhythm of life, reacting to what comes your way without considering whether it serves your greater purpose. But when you approach life with intention, you choose your actions deliberately. You take the time to reflect on your priorities and ensure that your choices are aligned with your goals and values. This is a practice that requires constant self-awareness and reflection, but the reward is a life that feels rich in meaning and fulfillment. Clarifying your purpose is the first step in living with intention. Purpose is often connected to your core values, those deeply held beliefs that guide your decisions and shape your behavior. To begin discovering your purpose, ask yourself, what are the things that truly matter to me? What am I passionate about? What makes me feel alive? What legacy do I want to leave behind? The answers to these questions provide valuable insight into your purpose, helping you create a roadmap for your life that reflects your true self. Once you have a clearer understanding of your purpose, Living with intention becomes about ensuring that your actions support and reinforce that purpose. This requires a certain level of discipline, the ability to consistently make choices that align with your deepest desires, even when it's difficult or inconvenient. It may mean setting boundaries, saying no to distractions, or taking the time to nurture the things that matter most. It also means being mindful of how you spend your time and energy. Are you using them in ways that reflect your purpose, or are you allowing yourself to be swept away by the demands of others or the pressures of daily life? One important aspect of living with intention is the practice of goal setting. Goals give us something concrete to work toward and provide a sense of progress and accomplishment. When setting goals, it's important to ensure they are aligned with your values and purpose. Instead of focusing solely on external markers of success, like status or wealth, set goals that reflect your internal desires. Ask yourself, what would make me feel proud? What would bring me the most joy and fulfillment? When your goals are connected to your purpose, the path toward achieving them becomes clear, and the effort you put into reaching them feels meaningful. Another key element of living with intention is mindfulness, being present in each moment and fully aware of what you are doing. When we are mindful, we make conscious choices in everything we do, whether it's in our work, relationships, or leisure time. Mindfulness allows us to focus on the task at hand, rather than being distracted by the past or future. It helps us avoid autopilot mode, where we go through the motions of life without truly engaging with what's happening. When you are mindful, you are aware of how your actions contribute to your greater purpose, and you make decisions based on what feels right for you in the present moment. Living with intention also requires letting go of distractions, those things that pull us away from what truly matters. This could be anything from time spent on social media to relationships that drain your energy, or commitments that don't align with your values. Letting go of distractions is a form of self-respect. It's about honoring your time and energy and not allowing others or external circumstances to dictate how you spend them. By removing distractions, you create space for what truly matters: your relationships, your passions, and your goals. As you move through life with purpose and intention, it's important to remember that your journey won't always be linear. There will be moments of uncertainty, setbacks, and challenges. Living with intention does not mean you will never face difficulties, but it means that you approach those challenges with resilience and clarity. When you know your purpose, you are better equipped to handle adversity because you understand that even setbacks are part of your path. Purpose gives you the strength to keep moving forward, even when things don't go as planned. Living with purpose and intention also means embracing self-reflection. Regularly take the time to pause and reflect on your journey. Are you living in alignment with your values? Are your actions supporting your goals? Self-reflection helps you course-correct when necessary and ensures that you stay true to your path. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life and lose sight of what's important, but self-reflection provides the space to reconnect with your purpose and re-evaluate your priorities. Another important aspect of living with intention is learning to celebrate your progress. In a world that often focuses on what's next, it's easy to overlook how far you've come. Celebrate the small wins along the way, and acknowledge the effort you've put into creating a life that reflects your purpose. By taking time to celebrate, you reinforce the positive momentum and deepen your connection to your purpose. Living with purpose and intention brings a sense of fulfillment and peace because it aligns your actions with what matters most to you. When you make choices based on your deepest values, you create a life that is authentic, meaningful, and grounded. Purpose and intention give you the clarity to navigate life's challenges with strength and grace. They provide the fuel to keep moving forward, even when the path is uncertain. Ultimately, living with purpose and intention is the key to a life of lasting peace and fulfillment. because it ensures that every moment is spent in alignment with your true self. Chapter 19. The Practice of Letting Go. One of the most profound and powerful practices you can embrace in your journey toward calm is the art of letting go. Letting go is not about surrendering to defeat or abandoning your dreams, but rather it is about releasing the grip that you have on the things, emotions, and expectations that weigh you down. In a world where we are often taught to hold on tight, to control and to possess, the practice of letting go can feel like a radical act. Yet, it is one of the most liberating and peace-filled acts you can make for yourself. The essence of letting go is rooted in the understanding that not everything in life is meant to be held on to forever. We live in a world where change is inevitable, where things are constantly shifting, and where life is full of moments that come and go. Holding on to things, whether it's past regrets, hurt feelings, material possessions, or even outdated beliefs, can create inner turmoil. These things often keep us tethered to the past, preventing us from moving forward and embracing the full potential of our lives. Letting go begins with acceptance. You must first acknowledge what is no longer serving you. This could be an emotion that keeps resurfacing, an unhealthy relationship, a toxic mindset, or a past experience that continues to hold emotional weight. The process of letting go is not about erasing these things from your memory or denying their existence. Rather, it's about accepting them for what they are and allowing them to be part of your journey without letting them control or define you. Once you accept that something no longer aligns with your growth or peace, you can begin the process of releasing it. A common area where people struggle to let go is in their attachment to the past. We often find ourselves ruminating over past mistakes, missed opportunities, or old wounds. Holding on to these memories can prevent us from fully engaging with the present moment. We become trapped in what could have been, which prevents us from seeing the beauty and potential of what is. Letting go of the past requires forgiveness, both of others and of yourself. Forgiveness is not about condoning bad behavior or pretending that things didn't hurt you. It's about releasing the hold that past pain has on your life. By forgiving, you set yourself free from the emotional chains that bind you to old wounds. The act of forgiveness is incredibly powerful because it allows you to heal. When you forgive, you create space in your heart for peace, for growth, and for new possibilities. Letting go also involves releasing control. Many of us spend a significant portion of our lives trying to control the uncontrollable, how others perceive us, the outcome of our efforts, or even the circumstances around us. But the truth is, there is very little in life that we can actually control. When we release the need to control everything, we find that life flows more smoothly. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up on your goals or desires. It means releasing the attachment to specific outcomes and trusting that life will unfold as it is meant to. This shift in mindset helps reduce anxiety, stress, and frustration and allows us to live with greater ease. One powerful aspect of letting go is the practice of releasing attachments to things, whether they are material possessions or old habits. We often accumulate objects, expectations, and beliefs over time that no longer serve our highest good. The more we hold on to these things, the more we weigh ourselves down. When we choose to let go of the unnecessary, whether it's physical clutter, outdated beliefs, or limiting self-talk, we create space for new experiences, growth, and opportunities to come into our lives. The practice of mindful detachment is an important part of letting go. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means approaching life with an open heart, without becoming overly attached to any one outcome or situation. It's about finding peace in the present moment, rather than constantly striving for more or wishing things were different. When you detach from the outcome and focus on the process, you allow yourself to enjoy life as it unfolds without constantly being preoccupied with what's next. One of the biggest barriers to letting go is our fear of the unknown. We often resist change because it feels uncertain and out of our control. But the truth is, the fear of change is often greater than the reality of it. When you choose to release something that no longer serves you, you make room for new, often better things to enter your life. Change can be challenging, but it is also where growth happens. By embracing change and the unknown, you open yourself to new opportunities, experiences, and a deeper sense of peace. Letting go also means releasing attachment to outcomes. We live in a goal-oriented society that places immense value on results and achievements, but this attachment to specific outcomes can lead to disappointment and frustration when things don't go as planned. Letting go of the need to control the outcome means allowing yourself to embrace the journey, knowing that your worth and happiness are not tied to any one result. It's about finding joy in the process, in the learning, and in the experiences along the way. The practice of letting go is deeply connected to self-compassion. When we struggle to let go, it's often because we're holding on to something out of guilt, shame, or fear. We think that by holding on, we are protecting ourselves, but in reality, we are only holding ourselves back. By practicing self-compassion, you give yourself permission to release what no longer serves you. You allow yourself to heal and grow without carrying the burden of past experiences, regrets, or mistakes. To start letting go, you can use mindful breathing as a tool. When you feel yourself holding on to negative emotions or attachments, pause and take a few deep breaths. As you inhale, imagine that you are breathing in peace and calm. As you exhale, visualize releasing the tension, the worries, or the attachments that are holding you back. This simple act of mindful breathing creates space within you and allows you to release the grip of what no longer serves you. Letting go is a process, not a one-time event. It requires patience, self-awareness, and practice. Each time you let go, you create more space for peace, joy, and abundance to enter your life. By releasing the things that no longer serve you, you allow yourself to move forward with greater ease, clarity, and strength. You stop living in the past or clinging to control, and you begin to live fully in the present moment. Ultimately, the practice of letting go brings a deep sense of freedom. It's about living a life that is no longer weighed down by past regrets, fears of the future, or the need to control everything. Letting go allows you to experience life as it is, beautiful, uncertain, and full of potential, without the burden of holding on to things that no longer serve you. It is in letting go that you make space for peace, growth, and a deeper connection to yourself and the world around you. Chapter 20. Embracing the present moment. The present moment is the only time we truly have. Past moments are memories, and future moments are mere possibilities. Yet so often, we get caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future, missing out on the fullness of the here and now. Embracing the present moment is a profound practice that can transform your life, bringing peace, clarity, and a deeper connection to yourself and the world around you. The present moment is where life unfolds. Everything we experience happens in the now. Our thoughts, feelings, and experiences are all occurring in the present moment. But the challenge is that we often overlook the present, caught up in mental narratives of what was or what could be. By constantly reliving the past or projecting into the future, we miss out on the richness of the moment we are in. The practice of embracing the present is about becoming fully aware of and engaged with what is happening in this very moment, without distraction, judgment, or attachment. One of the first steps in embracing the present moment is developing mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment with full awareness, without judgment. It's about noticing the sights, sounds, and sensations around you, as well as your thoughts and emotions, without getting caught up in them. When you are mindful, you stop rushing through life and begin to savor each moment. Whether you are drinking your morning coffee, walking in nature, or having a conversation with a friend, mindfulness invites you to experience life fully, as it is, without being lost in thought. Mindful breathing is one of the simplest and most effective ways to anchor yourself in the present. When your mind begins to wander or you feel overwhelmed, take a deep breath and bring your focus back to your breath. Inhale deeply, hold for a moment, and then exhale slowly. This simple practice reconnects you with your body and the present moment, helping to calm your mind and release any tension. By making mindful breathing a habit, you begin to train your mind to focus on the here and now, making it easier to stay present in all areas of your life. Embracing the present moment also requires acceptance. Often, we resist what is happening right now because it's not what we expected or hoped for. We may wish for things to be different or try to avoid discomfort or pain. But resisting the present moment only causes more suffering. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity or resignation. It means acknowledging the reality of the moment without judgment or resistance. When you accept the present as it is, you stop fighting against reality and start to work with it. This shift in mindset creates space for peace and clarity, even in difficult circumstances. Another important aspect of embracing the present moment is letting go of perfectionism. So many of us are conditioned to strive for perfection, whether it's in our work, relationships, or personal achievements. We worry about getting everything right, and in the process, we often miss the beauty and fullness of the present. Perfectionism creates an illusion that there's always something more to do or something better to achieve, which keeps us in a state of constant striving. Embracing the present moment means accepting that life is messy, imperfect, and constantly changing. When you let go of the need to be perfect, you free yourself to experience life fully without the pressure to meet unrealistic standards. In addition to accepting the present, embracing the now involves releasing the past and future. The past has already happened, and the future is yet to come. We cannot change what has been, and we cannot control what will be. But we can influence how we respond to the present. When we allow ourselves to be fully present, we stop replaying past mistakes or worrying about potential outcomes. We choose to be engaged with the moment, appreciating it for what it is. This doesn't mean ignoring the past or dismissing the future. It simply means recognizing that the present is where we have the most power and where we can make the most impact. Living in the present moment also brings a sense of gratitude. When you fully immerse yourself in the now, you begin to notice the small, often overlooked blessings that surround you. The warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of a bird chirping, the taste of your favorite food. These simple joys are always present, but we often miss them when our minds are preoccupied. By embracing the present moment, you open yourself to the beauty and abundance of life. Gratitude for the present moment fosters a sense of peace and contentment, helping you appreciate what you have rather than focusing on what you don't. Presence also means letting go of distractions. In today's world, we are constantly surrounded by distractions: phones, emails, social media, and endless to-do lists. These distractions pull us out of the present moment and keep us focused on what's next. But when you commit to being present, you prioritize the here and now. You put down your phone, close your laptop, and give your full attention to whatever task, person, or experience is in front of you. This conscious choice to eliminate distractions enhances your ability to experience life more fully and deeply. An essential part of embracing the present moment is also releasing the pressure of the future. It's easy to get caught up in thinking about what comes next, whether it's a career goal, a relationship milestone, or personal achievements. But constantly focusing on the future can prevent you from truly living in the moment. When you embrace the present, you stop placing your happiness or peace in the future and begin to find contentment in the here and now. It's about realizing that life doesn't have to be perfect or complete in order to be fulfilling. You can find joy and peace right now, even as you work toward your goals. Embracing the present moment requires practice, especially if you're accustomed to living in your head, caught up in thoughts, worries, or regrets. It's a skill that you build over time. But as you practice mindfulness, acceptance, and gratitude, you will begin to feel more grounded in the present. You will start to experience life as it unfolds, without feeling the need to rush through it or constantly look ahead. The more you embrace the present, the more peace and contentment you will find in your life. Living in the present moment is a powerful way to reconnect with yourself, to experience life more fully, and to find deep, lasting peace. It allows you to be at ease with where you are right now, without needing to change anything or be anywhere else. The present moment is a gift, and when you embrace it fully, you open yourself to the richness of life that surrounds you. It's where everything happens, where love, joy, growth, and connection thrive. Chapter 21. The Power of Silence. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and constant stimulation, silence is often overlooked. Yet silence is one of the most profound and transformative tools you can use to cultivate calm and inner peace. Silence is not just the absence of sound, it's a space of stillness where clarity, introspection, and deep connection can flourish. In this chapter, we will explore the power of silence and how incorporating moments of quiet into your life can enhance your well-being, creativity, and overall sense of peace. Silence allows you to reconnect with yourself. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, we are constantly bombarded with external noise, conversations, music, traffic, notifications, and endless streams of information. All of this noise can pull us away from our inner world, leaving us feeling disconnected from our true selves. Silence, however, offers the opportunity to quiet the external world and turn inward. It creates the space to listen to your thoughts, your emotions, and your intuition. In silence, you can hear your own voice, gain insight into your needs and desires, and reconnect with your inner wisdom. One of the most profound benefits of silence is its ability to enhance self-awareness. When you remove distractions and allow yourself to sit in silence, you create an environment in which you can observe your thoughts without judgment. You can become more aware of your habitual thinking patterns, emotional reactions, and desires. This awareness gives you the power to understand yourself better, make conscious choices, and align your actions with your values and goals. In the quiet, you find clarity that is often obscured by the noise of everyday life. Silence also fosters mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in the moment. When we are constantly talking, listening, or engaging with the outside world, we can lose touch with the present. Silence, however, brings us back to the here and now. In a silent moment, there is nothing to do but be. You are free to notice the sensations in your body, the rhythm of your breath, the beauty of your surroundings, and the subtle details that often go unnoticed. Mindfulness cultivated in silence can help reduce stress, improve focus, and increase your sense of peace. In addition to mindfulness, silence nurtures creativity. When we are constantly speaking, consuming information, or thinking, there is little room for new ideas to emerge. Silence, however, creates space for the mind to wander, for ideas to percolate, and for inspiration to strike. Many artists, writers, and innovators have found that their best ideas come when they take time to step away from the noise and sit in stillness. Silence encourages the flow of creativity by giving you the mental clarity and space to think deeply, reflect, and connect dots in new and innovative ways. Silence also promotes emotional healing. When we are constantly talking, interacting, or engaging with others, it can be difficult to process our emotions fully. Silence provides an opportunity to sit with our emotions, to feel them without distraction or avoidance. In the quiet, we can experience our feelings fully, whether they are sadness, joy, anger, or fear, without the need to act on them immediately. This mindful acceptance of our emotions allows us to heal, release what no longer serves us, and gain a deeper understanding of ourselves. In relationships, silence plays a vital role in fostering deep connection. In conversations, we often feel the need to fill every pause with words, to speak constantly to keep the dialogue flowing. However, some of the most meaningful connections happen in moments of silence. Silence allows space for understanding, reflection, and genuine listening. When you sit in silence with someone, you create a bond that goes beyond words. Sometimes the most powerful conversations are the ones where you don't speak at all, but simply share the space and energy with each other. Another benefit of silence is its ability to reduce stress. Constant noise and stimulation can increase cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and contribute to feelings of anxiety and overwhelm. Silence, on the other hand, helps lower stress by calming the nervous system and creating a sense of tranquility. Even just a few minutes of silence each day can have a profound impact on your stress levels and emotional well-being. It offers a break from the external world and allows you to recalibrate, reducing the mental clutter that contributes to tension and unease. Silence also deepens your spiritual connection. For many people, silence is an essential part of their spiritual practice. Whether you are meditating, praying, or simply sitting in stillness, silence creates an opportunity to connect with something greater than yourself. In the quiet, you can experience a deep sense of peace, presence, and connection to the universe, the divine, or your higher self. Silence allows you to listen to the subtle guidance that may otherwise be drowned out by the noise of daily life. It is in these moments of silence that you can find a sense of purpose, meaning, and transcendence. To incorporate more silence into your life, start by carving out small moments of quiet throughout the day. This could be as simple as taking a few minutes in the morning to sit quietly before the day begins, or finding a moment of stillness during lunch. You could also create a quiet space in your home or office where you can retreat for a few minutes of peace. The key is to intentionally create moments of silence that allow you to reset and recharge. Another way to embrace silence is through silent meditation. This can be as simple as sitting in a comfortable position and focusing on your breath, observing your thoughts without attachment. You can begin with just a few minutes each day and gradually increase the length of time. The more you practice silent meditation, the more comfortable you will become with silence, and the more benefits you will experience in terms of inner peace, clarity, and emotional balance. Silence can also be incorporated into your daily interactions. Instead of filling every conversation with words, allow for moments of quiet listening. Be fully present with the other person, allowing them the space to speak their truth, and offering your own thoughts when you feel moved to do so. This creates deeper, more meaningful conversations and strengthens your connections with others. Silence can be a gift, not only to yourself, but also to the world around you. In a world that often values constant action, noise, and movement, silence offers a counterbalance. It invites you to slow down, listen deeply, and connect with the peace that lies within you. It's in these moments of stillness that we can reconnect with our true selves, gain clarity, and experience the full richness of life. The power of silence is that it brings us back to what is most essential. It quiets the mind, calms the heart, and opens the door to deeper understanding. Whether you use silence to reflect, heal, create, or simply be, it is a tool that can enrich your life and bring you a profound sense of peace. In a world that never stops, silence offers a sanctuary where you can listen to your own inner voice and find calm amidst the noise. As we reach the end of this journey into cultivating calm, we arrive at a simple yet profound truth. Calm is not something you find outside of yourself. It is something you create within. This book has explored the many facets of calm, from embracing stillness and vulnerability to letting go of what no longer serves you and living with purpose. Each practice, each chapter, invites you to return to the core of your being, to reconnect with the peace that resides within you at all times. In a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain, calm provides us with a sanctuary. It is a source of strength, resilience, and clarity. It allows us to respond to life's challenges with grace rather than react with impulse. It helps us navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life with greater ease and understanding. Calm is the key to unlocking our full potential, to living authentically, and to building deeper, more meaningful connections with ourselves and others. Throughout this book, we've seen that calm is not a passive state. It's an active practice, a daily choice to center ourselves in the present moment, to release what we cannot control, and to embrace the beauty of imperfection. It's about mindfully creating space for growth, for healing, for joy, and for peace. It's about choosing to let go of the noise of the world and listen to the quiet wisdom within. Living with calm doesn't mean that life will always be free of challenges or difficulties, but it means that no matter what comes your way, you can face it with clarity, compassion, and strength. Calm allows you to process emotions, embrace uncertainty, and move forward with a sense of purpose and presence. It helps you let go of the need to control everything and find peace in simply being. Remember, calm is not an end goal, it is a way of living. It is not about perfection, but about progress. It's about choosing each day to embrace the moment, to trust in yourself, and to find peace in the simplest of things. As you continue to practice the principles outlined in this book, whether it's mindfulness, letting go, vulnerability, or gratitude, know that calm will become more than just a state of mind. It will become a way of life. In closing, the power of calm is within your reach. It is always available, no matter the circumstances. It is a choice you make, a practice you cultivate, and a gift you give to yourself and those around you. As you embrace this power, may you find peace, resilience, and joy in every moment. The world needs more of your calm, and as you nurture it within, you will be a beacon of peace for others. May you always find your center, and may calm guide you through every storm.